welcome back to another GyroScon video, and thanks for tuning in. I won't do too much talking, just enough to explain what is going on here. This will be the first video of my CODMnite series. Essentially, I've had a realization which has led to discovering an interestingly abstract yet fun and tactical way to use two particular score streaks which I suspect some, but probably not most, have noticed and thought of as well. Towards the end of my video, while my kills are being featured during gameplay, you can actually hear me singing the Bob the Builder theme, as that is, in a way, what this feels like. What I'm doing is basically altering the landscape of the map, no hacking or cheating involved, in order to essentially redirect traffic flows on the map. Basically, terraforming and traffic controlling is the goal. Yet that is what I'm doing. Now this is how I'm doing it. This works with both the X1 Goliath pods and care packages. For those wondering, no, I'm not talking about drop killing where you drop care packages on them. The interesting use of Goliath pods and care packages I'm referring to is what I call terraflowing, as I mentioned before. I called the series CODMnite, as in a way you're bringing that basic element of placing buildables wherever you want, like in Fortnite, except here you can't stack them on top of each other as much as you can use them as pathway blockers. Again, this just allows you to literally mod the layout of the map while simultaneously altering traffic patterns. This all revolves around the fact that, while technically not lasting forever, both CPs and Goliath pods will remain where you place them until you open them or they eventually get timed out. For those wondering about enemies stealing them, I'm just as dumbfounded, yet seems to be a non-issue. Not sure if this revolves around the fact that CODM has many bots to squad fill in the human gaps of the game or what, but I've not noticed them being taken yet. Interrupting the explanation to highlight the end of the half, and in the new half I skip straight to when I get my first Goliath. Back to explanation. There was a few times when mine have gone away and an enemy had an X1 suit on, yet the in-game callout said enemy X1 as opposed to saying that they stole mine, which I vaguely remember that distinction. I remember them notifying you if someone stole your Goliath. Either way, it's not been much of an issue, as it has worked so routinely for me that I've been able to not only develop strategies and alternative layouts, but also record enough content of me doing this to create a new series out of it. All this being said, I think you may see now why an explanation was necessary, otherwise you'd be watching my gameplay trying to figure out what I'm doing. You'd probably eventually get the gist of it, but would probably still be confused. Now, the gameplay featured in this video was recorded in late April 2026, whereas I'm recording this explanation on May 11th. So this content was still in the early development period, whereas I now have fine-tuned this and figured out multiple layout and flow patterns. So my future content will be way more effective, yet here you can still get the idea of what I'm talking about. Now, as you watch this gameplay, keep in mind that my whole goal is to earn my X1 Go pods as quickly as possible, so I can place them quickly. The chosen mode is domination, as it is not kill based, and as you may expect, I'm using hardline as well. Now, as for the exact placement you'll see in this video, it is essentially the middle of Shipment where B is located if you're playing Domination. In fact, it was my initial idea to basically close off the middle of Shipment and force them to do like Eminem commanded and go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Yet, as I eventually came to discover, this is not possible while using only X1 Go pods, as you can only place a maximum of 3 before it begins removing the eldest placed ones. Then, as I mentioned before, they will eventually time out, yet this is a considerable length. I may have to replace 1 per Domination half, and that's if the game is actually lasting longer than normal. Then another tip for those wanting to try this is to keep in mind that all your wonderful work will be washed away at the end of every round. Now, for those of you that actually watched the whole video, here's a little reward. No more talking, and I get a nuke in this gameplay. Check this out. Oh. Ugh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm saving that nuke till the next half. That's gonna be awesome. Oh, you finally killed me, nice. Right before the half ended. I don't know about lies. There's many ways to define that, I guess. Now I'm about to get my Bob the Builder on. Watch this. Come the f*** on. Dude, get out of my way, bro. Die, bro. Die. Move. Alright, bro, y'all are pissing me off. Bob the Builder, can he do it? Yes, I can. Take note of this care package as it is effectively blocking them from getting through due to its placement between the open Connex box door to its left and the barrel on its right, as you see there. This forces them to either go down the middle where my Goliath pod was placed, or all around entirely, which as you can see here, forces them to funnel in this corner of the map from the middle back. Also, even if they can get around them, the Go pods, unlike CPs, will obstruct their line of sight, so they can simultaneously block them physically as well as visually. Thanks for watching.